Hello everyone, welcome to Pep Coding. In this video, we are going to look at print subsequence. In the questions that we have done so far, we've used recursion in a way that we store the recursion result in an array list. For the get ABC subsequence question, we stored the subsequence of ABC in an array list. So we had something like this, right? AB, BC, AC, and ABC. Now these subsequences, we had these subsequences and we had something like we would have ABC, then we would do the work for BC, then we would do the work for C, and then after we get the empty string, we would return an array list which contained the empty string. And this would return with empty string and C. This would return with empty string C and B and BC, right? And this would return this answer C, B, B, C multiplied with A. So we had something like this. Okay. But now what we are going to do is let's look at this from a different way. The subsequence that we have, this subsequence, in this subsequence, we have 2 to the power n subsequences, right? So which is if the string length, I have ABC and my string length is 3, I will have 2 to the power 3 subsequences, which is 8. Okay. Now let's calculate the number of characters. So here, let's pair these up. A will be paired with BC, B will be paired with AC, and C will be paired with AB. Now I've made 4 pairs in these subsequences, and every single pair has all the characters of ABC. So I have 4 pairs and they have 3 characters, which means I have 2 to the power n minus 1 pairs times the n number of characters. Okay, so in total I get all the characters. So I can say these are total characters, right? So my total characters are 2 to the power n minus 1 into n. But now let's say I have a string of length 31. Okay, now for 31, my 2 to the power n minus 1 would be 2 to the power 30 into 31. This would be let's say 2 to the power 10 raised to the power 3 into 31. This would be 1024 to the power 3 into 31. Let's call this 10 to the, let's take an approximate of 10 to the power 3 into 3. So I would have 31 into 10 to the power 9. Okay, I would have these many total characters, 31 into 10 to the power 9. Now every single character will have 1 byte. So my total storage would be 31 times 10 to the power 9 bytes. And this is equals to 31 GB. Now I would need 31 GB of data just to get the subsequences of a string of length 31. Now this is a huge problem because you don't want this kind of space to be used for a string of length just 31. Okay, so what we are going to do is, instead of storing the value, instead of storing it at somewhere, we are just going to print it. And how are we just going to print this? Let's see. Here we have ABC, and what we are going to do is make this a question. Let's call this question, right? This is my question and I will have an answer. Let's call this answer. Now I will do 2 things. I will say that my character will be included or it will be not included. So I'm going to take this character A and I'm going to say it is going to be included in my answer, or it is not going to be included in my answer. So let's say it is going to be included in my answer. I would get BC as my question. I would pass the remaining string as my question, and then my answer will be A. Here, what I will do is I will pass the rest of the string as my question only, but here my answer, my character is not included, right? So my answer will still be an empty string. Hope you understand. Now here I'm doing the same thing. I'm including and I'm excluding. If I'm including this character, I'm now working for B. If I'm including B, what I will have is C as the rest of the string or my question, and and A and B as my answer. Here, if I'm not including B, then I will have C and A only as my answer. Same thing here, including, not including. If I'm including B, then I will have C and B as my answer. Here, if I'm not including this, I will have C and nothing. Okay, let's do this for this level. We have just C left. So either I'm going to include C or I'm going to exclude C. If I'm including C, I will get ABC as my answer and nothing in my question. Here I have nothing in my question and just AB as my answer. I have A as AC as my answer because I'm including C, nothing in my question, nothing in my question, and just A as an answer. Here also we will have BC as my answer and nothing is my question, and B only as my answer and nothing as my question. Because I'm including C, I'm not including C. If I'm including C, I will get only C as my answer, nothing as a question, and nothing as a question, nothing as an answer. So here you can see, just by including and excluding, I've gotten all the subsequences that I need of my string. Right, for my string of ABC, I've gotten all the subsequences that I need. And this recursion is traveling like this. This is the Euler path that we call this. We call this method, this traveling, the Euler path. Right, my recursion is traveling like this. So what I have to do is, I have to make, okay. So let's write a pseudocode. What we are going to do is, either we are going to include or not include our characters. And let's first see why are we using this approach? Why are we using this instead of the get subsequences method that we did before? Why are we not using this? Well, we first can clearly see that it is a huge red flag, because for just small strings, we are going to use a lot of spaces. Right? We don't have that many space for just a small work. So what we'll do is, in this print subsequence method, we have, let's say, 1, 2, 3, and 4 levels. Let's call these levels. And in my stack, right, recursion works on a stack, right? Since I'm not storing any value, I'm not storing this ABC, I'm just printing them as I get the answer. So I'm not storing them. So I'm not using any space actually. The only space that I'm using is in my stack. So in my stack, let's say I have ABC. Let's go like this, right? Let's go like this. We are going like this. So I have ABC in my stack. I've included my A, so my answer will be A. BC in my question, then AB in my answer, C in my question, then nothing in my question, and ABC as my answer. And as I get nothing in my question, I'm just going to print my ABC and I'm going to return. Then I'm going to make a call for this, and this will be not included, right? I've gotten till here, right? So this is not included now. And now we have AB as my answer and nothing as my string. So you can see that at max, we had something like this, right? ABC. So at max here, we have n plus 1 levels, right? We have n plus 1 levels. This in my stack, I have n plus 1 levels, and every level has how many characters? N characters. So the total space that I'm using in that is in my stack is n plus 1 into n. And this is a huge difference from 2 to the power n minus 1 times n. This is a huge difference. Okay. So it is much better to use this approach if you're just going to print the answer and not store it. Okay, so now let's try to code this question. First, we'll take our scanner. Then we'll take our string input. Right, and then we'll call our function. And we'll pass this string, and my answer is going to be empty at first, right? So this would be ABC and an empty string for the example of ABC. Now what I have to do is take the character out. So str.charAt at 0th index, and I have to take the rest of the string. So let's call this rest of the string. This would be str.substring. Okay. So now what I have here is this is A in my ABC, my question of ABC, and this is my answer. I have A and this the rest of the string, which is BC. Okay. Now we will make the call, and I have faith in my recursion that first I'm going to add my answer. I'm going to include myself in the answer. So rest of the string, I'm going to pass the rest of the string as my question, and I'm going to include myself in the answer. And then I'll have faith that I'm not going to include myself in the answer, and you will get me the results. Okay. So I've included here nothing, and now I'll make a base case that if my string dot length is equals to 0, since I'm passing the substrings, right? So if this is 0, then just simply print the answer and then return from here. Let's first try to run this. This is accepted. Let's submit this. Okay, we are getting the right answer. So let's take a look at this code. We have this code. Now let's dry run this. So first I have ABC, and here we have string. We have an empty string. The dry run part is the most important part in a recursive question. Okay, so please watch this carefully. So what we have is str as ABC. Here my character is A, and I have the rest of the substring as BC. Now I'm making a call that I'm including my character in the answer. So I'm making a call for I have ABC, right? I have empty string. Now I'm making a call that I'm including it. So I've included myself in the answer. So I have BC and A is in my answer. And then I go back here. I have CH as now I have B as my character and B as my character, C as the rest of the string. So I've included myself in the answer. My answer is AB and C as the rest of the string. Again, I've included myself in the answer and empty string. As my string is empty, I'm going to print the answer. I'm going to print the answer, and then I'm going to return. And as I return, after this, I'm going to make a call for this. So I make a call for this part, and I'm not including the answer in my, not including character in my answer. I'm not including the character in my answer. So not including this, I have AB, and nothing is my string. Now my string is empty. I'm going to print my answer, and then I'm going to return. I'm going to return from here since I made both my calls. I get here. I'm not including it, so I get the C as my substring and only A, right? Now for A, I'm going to make two calls. For A, I'm going to first make inclusion call, then I get A, and I get nothing in my IAC as I'm including C, and then if I'm not including this, I only get A as my answer. We print these. I go here, I print this, I make this call, I print this, I come back, I return from here. Now I'm at this point. Since I've made all the calls for inclusion of ABC, I'm going to make the exclusion calls for ABC. Let's do it like this. And we have BC, and I'm not including the answer, so it would be nothing. Then here I'm going to make the inclusion call, so included, and then I have C, and if it is included, I only get B. Here I'm going to make the inclusion call. I get BC, and I get nothing in my answer. I print this answer, I return, then I go here, I make the exclusion call, I have only B and nothing in my answer. I print this answer again, I come back, I have come back again, I make the call for exclusion of BC, then I have nothing in my answer, and I have only C left. I'm going to make the inclusion exclusion call. For inclusion, I have C as my answer, nothing as my string. I'm going to print this. I'm going to return from here. I'm going to make the call this. And then I have nothing in my question and nothing in my answer. Right? I'm going to print this, and then I'm going to return from here. Then return from here, and then return from here. After this, all of my answers have been printed as my recursion result. And here the faith that I had was that I'm going to include myself in the answer. Okay, I'm going to include myself in the answer. What you do is just get me the rest of the path. So this is how I do. This is the pre-order work. I'm doing the work before I'm making the call. I'm doing the work that I have to do before making the call. So we also call this bottom up approach. Okay. I hope you understand this question. I would suggest you to rewatch the part which you don't understand, because this is a very important question and a very important topic. Okay, the print subsequence or the print recursion part is a very important part in recursion. So I hope you understand. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.